Welcome to my final countdown for this year, shifting over to a lot of amazing content coming in the next, maybe even the next Final Fantasy expansion. And as the lion's share of my content consisted of the true endgame, it is with pleasure to end it in the same manner. So here are my favorite 10 Glamour sets that I personally fell in love with while using them in mostly weapon showcase videos. This time, as you guys requested multiple times, all items used can be found on the Eorzea collection, so check out all the parts I used in the description for those glamours that are interesting to you. Starting with one of the wildest contrasts you can go for, the Summer Isle Reaper, utilizing some of the shortest outfits you can wear together with the ever so nasty number 2 type B boots. The sickle used is basically up to you, but I really like the dark flare of the Monstrorum sickle. Yes, it might be one of those glams that strayed too far away from Heidelin, but the way Desperius fits in these is just amazing. The Silver Lone Wolf Choker granting the cherry on top, turning Desperius into a true Reaper of Hearts. Rank number 9 however brings us to the Goddess weapons, and one outfit really stood out to me as it worked so nicely with that god theme. And what the Pantheon corselet of striking, the Pantheon gauntlets and some basic Neo-ish Guardian trousers can do astonishes me. And I'm not entirely sure about the Lakeland thigh boots, but they matched well with the skin tone of my bunny boy here, where its hairstyle and attitude might round this up to perfection. But I really love the Pantheon set for what it is and what it can bring to many outfits. I'm excited for the next part of the 24-man raid. On spot number 8 we're going back to yet another full set of gear except the helm. Yes, the Law's Order set still rocking that Imperial Final Fantasy XII or even Vagrant story vibe, which is no coincidence as the producer and designer has made both of these games. For black mages or tanks out there, this is still among the most badass looking sets, and for full armor enthusiasts, this is it. Above that you can get those without dipping your toes too deeply into the Bozja and Zadnor content because of how those coins are being received. I still hope for a catch-up system on this content in 2023, maybe allow Crystalline Conflict or Criterion Dungeons to include such massive content requiring sets as rewards, and their queues and player participation are heavily increased. Being rated very highly on the ninja weapons list, the Sandang's lugs are an eye-catcher on their own, but the gear looks dope as well. The Shadowless Coat of Scouting in particular, combined with the Crystarium Gauntlets from the MSQ, the Crystarium Pantaloons of Scouting from Poetics, and the Ninja Kiahan, which are part of the ninja's job gear. I just love the contrast here, and that ninjas might not always run around in tightly fit fabrics, but epic cloaks as well. Where the Crystarium Gauntlets are among my absolute favorites for male characters, especially our Emmett Artbird here. Number 6 is truly a classic for those among you that followed my content for quite a while, and I already used this outfit in my first 5 reasons to play Monk in Shadowbringers video. Reject humanity, become monkey, right? So the Dalmascan draped top mixed with the icon leather arm guards of striking, plus the very tribalistic Paglathan hose of striking, turn this fair lady into a beast of primal instincts and raw power delivered through raw pummeling. Oh, and the ruby cotton bandana is also optional. I just like this glam with or without the hat. Next up, I have to appreciate Endwalker gear in general, as there are so many cool gear sets from raiding, tombstones or other forms of content, that I have a very good feeling for the next stage of the Mandeville weapons. The Limbo set, however, is kinda a sleeper among the Radiant and Abyssal sets, and the beautiful black and white contrast with the black Pantheon gauntlets of Fending and number 2 type B boots make this a perfect choice for a lightly geared paladin that still offers all the Holy Knight traits without full plate armor. So if you haven't collected these gear pieces yet, make sure to visit the Pandemonium raid. Or before doing so, we're taking a small turn into a totally different form of content, featuring the Archfiend set, which is just mind-boggling, and when I'm thinking about rewards for PvP content, this is exactly what comes to my mind. Square, as long as you put sets like this on top of our glamour hunting list, there will be participation for the content you get it from. Please make that happen, as this is literally one of the coolest all-around sets this game ever brought to light. And while mentioning that, you can still get those by toggling between the Series 1 and Series 2 Malmstones on your PvP profile, at least according to a comment on Reddit. Alright, now things get really exciting on the podium, featuring the Crystarium Greaves this time, also received from the MSQ, the Radiant Legs and Gauntlets for tanks, as well as the Shadowstalker armor that I used in my Paladin showcase video. Unfortunately, this impressive monstrosity of a plate mail is out of our reach now, because it had been a seasonal feast reward. And while the Archfiend set might be cooler as a whole, This chest piece stands out with ease and might be one of the best looking tank chests in this game. Above that, you can combine basically anything with it. Hopefully they will reintroduce it into the game at some point. So far so good. Number 2 obviously needs to be mentioned, and while the Abyssos gear in all of its variants is dope as hell, this choice here is more minimalistic and emphasizes on the fact that not only shoulder and chest pieces look phenomenal, but boots and gloves as well. Naturally leading to a freaking cool looking ninja with that Saiga skin jacket of scouting that I absolutely underestimated, but fell in love with the first time I used it on my ninja weapon showcase video. Yes, the Abyssos cleavers grant this set a name, and if you want a full plate armor experience, being a warrior, this name still holds true, right? Just overall a sick move from Square to grant us the possibly best Savage reward ever made. Okay guys, the last one is a very personal choice, but the moment this set had been available, I literally swapped over from maxing out my summoner stats to maxing out my glamour stats on my Dragoon, because the Radiant Scale Mail and Helm of Maiming are the best overall combination I could find for it. The scales, the mouth cutout on the helm, the Neon Genesis eyes, and still having a tight fit for a female character, this is a must have for Desperius. And you can literally combine many different leg pieces, gloves and boots with it. Due to the cloak-like back of the armor and tabard in the front, this is an insane all-rounder. Even having an armor cutout for the tail, which is something I didn't know I wanted. Yes, tanks have nearly the same armor, but matching this with something like the Dryzak Recollection is just a dream come true. And as I consider the Dragoon my Crystalline Conflict main, I'm so happy with that glamour choice, and I will soak it with mega pints of blood of mine enemies.
A mega pint.
However, there are so many possible combinations this game has to offer right now, and I always find out new mixes and matches, which means let me know your personal favorite set for your characters, and I might be doing a community favorite glamour sets follow-up video. For now, thank you so much for supporting my channel this year again, and hopefully many more to come. And with the next expansion on the horizon, I'm excited for 2023 to be a great year for Final Fantasy. So have a wonderful New Year's Eve, and until then remember, for we who walk before may find glams to look after. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep loving Final Fantasy.